Hey guys, this is Interrupter Jones, back for my next LP on the Legendary Gamers. As many of you know, I just recently finished up my Majora's Mask LP, so I decided for my next game I should do another one that's got an equal amount of emotional depth and investment, and one that'll really draw you into the characters and story. Yeah, I'm just kidding, it's Donkey Kong Country Returns. This is a game that I remember coming out, and initially people were a little alarmed by it. Not because it was a weird game, but just because it was, it revisited an old, not tired franchise, but Donkey Kong had certainly kind of left the mainstream mind for a while with the Donkey Konga games, but now it's back in action with this game. And as you can see, the storyline is still fresh. On the Kong Islands, volcanoes erupting, masks and drums and Tikis floating out. And that... Yeah, this game by no means follows the age-old story of Donkey Kong with K. Rool taking over the island. Instead, we have giant Tikis. And the reactions from the locals is pretty hilarious. Those bastards take over the minds of the weak with hypnosis! How dare they! And their grand master plan is... Why is it always taking all the bananas? Never understood that. Whoa, they're totally in a formation that bears semblance to Noah's Ark. I guess I had to bring a lot of food for the Ark. Bananas would work. High in potassium. Good for you. There's our little Kong himself. Show off. Gee, you just put it together, man. But you have nobody to put you in a container this time. Damn kids, taking my stuff! I have to admit, this scene's pretty hilarious. You cannot control the brain of someone who has none. And right away we get to see our first, most fun thing about this game. We get to beat shit up! Unfortunately, we don't get to do that all the time, but that will be a factor a little later. So pretty much immediately, the game throws you into it. And what's nice about it is that they do homage to the first Donkey Kong Country games and allow you to go back into your hut and get a 1-up. Nothing on TV. What's interesting about this game is that they add a lot of collectibles. First one, in the form of puzzle pieces. Yes, that's one of 9. And yes, we're going to be collecting all of them, because this is going to be a 100% run. Now, initially when I looked this up, yeah, expect a lot of different characters, by the way. You certainly don't get your classic villains in the form of K. Rool's Kremlins. Instead, we fight birds that seem to be hypnotized. I don't know. And that's not the only lack of character. That kind of makes this an iffy game for me. Yep, puzzle pieces are everywhere in this level, and they'll slip by you if you're not careful, so... And again, I was going to say, what's interesting about the puzzle pieces is that in order to make this a 100% game, all you technically have to do is collect all the letters of the Kong. And by the way, this is all done by shaking the Wii remote up and down in a horizontal fashion. Makes you feel like you're actually bashing. Kind of. Yeah, apparently the puzzle pieces don't, for some reason, count towards your 100%, because all they do is reveal image gallery parts. Great success there. Which I thought was weird. For the sake, though, of this playthrough, I'm going to be getting all the puzzle pieces, just because, I don't know, it's fun. I'm really bad. I've actually not played through this game once before collecting intentionally all the puzzle pieces. Like, in my past playthroughs, I always found myself getting, oh, you know, a few here, some there. If I end a level that I have, like, 4 out of 9, it's like, oh, whatever, I missed some. It'd be kind of a pathetic number, but whatever. Usually the levels go back and forth between either having 5, 7, or 9 puzzle pieces. So it's not always going to be this chaotic. And if it looks like I'm ever second-guessing myself, it's just because I'm trying to make sure that I do get everything. I should have gotten that one up. That's okay. Just gonna get this. Great success! Off to a good start. Actually, I can take this time to reveal something that's nifty about the puzzle pieces. If you collect them once, that's the only time you have to collect them. You go back again and see them, and they're kind of transparent. That means that you don't need to collect them anymore, which is nice. Not that I plan on dying too often. What I was doing there was like trying to roll off, and the way you do that is basically while running or walking, just shaking the Wii remote up and down. And what's interesting about that is that for Donkey Kong you can only do it a little bit, for a short distance, but if you leap while you do it, you go farther. And once we get our nephew back, I'll show you the cool perk of being able to do rolling with Diddy on you. Do it properly. There we go. I can never figure out who this pig is, by the way. Very bizarre character. I don't get it. Yeah, this is Diddy Kong's main feature, his jetpack. I think that was first introduced in Donkey Kong 64, and they will not let that image die. Basically, Diddy Kong is the cool, hip nephew. Or something like that. Instead of the traditional formula of actually having it to where you use both of them at opposing times, by the way, nifty little hidden piece over here. That one's easy to miss, but we got it this time. What was I saying? Yeah, Diddy's main function is staying on your back and basically making your hearts go up from 2 to 4, and when you lose 2, then you lose Diddy. And he basically acts as letting you hover in the air with your jetpack. Makes sense. And he'll also come in handy for when you're doing rolling along the ground, because... yeah, get used to hidden things in the ground like this, by the way. When you're rolling on the ground with Diddy Kong, if you keep shaking the Wii Remote up and down, you'll roll continuously. Which is useful for going fast. It's not, like, pivotal or anything. Yeah, get used to little bonus areas like this. There are tons of them. And as opposed to just having to find them, like in the first Donkey Kong Country, now you actually have to get stuff from them. And it's a one-time deal. If you fail it once, you can't, like, very well go back and try it again. Yeah, that's how you keep rolling. It's kind of funny. Because he looks like he's rolling on a barrel. I do not get these bird enemies. Like, I guess they're just inhabitants of the forest, and they're hypnotized and turned against you, but seriously, it's like, why? I don't even get it. It's always nice to have. I think I got the 8 so far, and I know where the last one is. Come on, hop up, there we go. And the G, really the Kong letters are the only thing that really matter towards getting 100%. And yeah, the endings are, get used to that a lot. Hidden endings and hidden beginnings are going to be big with this game. Donkey Kong! Bash, 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 bash! Yeah, I'm going to be aiming for the DK thing from that barrel a bunch of times. It's going to be a big factor in this game. Depending on what you get, you can either get a bunch of bananas, you can get a banana coin, or you can get a 1-up, or you can get the DK, which will give you any one of those, and multiply it by however many times you bash it. Similar to how we did at the beginning of the game with that guy who tried hypnotizing us, which I still think is a pretty funny scene. So as you can tell, in similar fashion to the original Donkey Kong games, when you are in a particular level, or a particular world, most of the levels in that world are going to be based around it. So this is the jungle world, or I guess that'd be the name of it. Yeah, get used to hidden things, because if you look and you see a wall that looks like it could be out of place, or a bushel of leaves that could be out of place, more likely than not, it's gonna have something hidden behind it. Like that rock over there looks suspicious, because it reveals nothing but a banana coin. Which those will get kind of pivotal later, as I'll demonstrate. That was great there. Yeah, now we have frogs, we have vines that jump up at you like chomps. This is no Donkey Kong Country I'm familiar with. And I do have to admit, it was a very bold leap by... This is not Rare. I forget what company this is. It's not Rare, though. To just completely forgo everything that we came to know and love about Donkey Kong Country. And instead take this totally different approach, which... that kind of is what they did for Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts, and we all know how much of a fan favorite that is. Now, some people like it. JonTron hates it. That review is one of his funniest, I think. Quick plug there. Finally released a new video after 10 years. I get the feeling like I'm forgetting one. Oh, is this one? Yeah, while you're holding on the grass up top, you can also punch stuff, which is cool. Yeah, I'm forgetting something. That background we'll get to in a second. Just go back here. I forget where it was. Oh, that's... oh, okay, I didn't die. I thought I might die from that. Oh, I know where it is. Must be up here. There you are. Almost got away from me. On a quick side note, sorry, Diddy. Good thing there's a barrel for him right here. Again, on a quick side note, it's if you don't pay attention, you won't notice. But the music in the first level was our classic kind of music. And normally in the original game, Donkey Kong Country, it is like that music mixed in with the peaceful music. Like the do-do-do-do, the one that's in the background right now. But they have it two different music tracks for two different levels. Which I thought was really interesting. I'm glad they did that, because I always thought the slow part didn't really work with the first part. Another little thing hidden up here, and this is one of the easier ones. I always thought you just have to bounce. Sometimes it can be a little get away from you, but bounce low, bounce high, well, I'll come to you. One more. Really? Come on. Don't want to run out of time. Yeah, there are going to be a couple ones. I was playing through it again recently, and there are some bonus areas like that that get a little close on time. And for all of those, it really helps. It's not important or like necessary, but it really helps to have Diddy. Because with that jetpack support, the jetpack support from Diddy is basically going to be one of the most useful things in this entire game. So, we're going to be abusing that a lot. Ugh. Yeah, could have figured that one would be there. Right in the middle of danger. God, who is this pig? What's curious about this game is that there is almost literally no dialogue at all. And the original Donkey Kong Country games were not heavy on dialogue, but they, they still explained who the characters were. I have no freaking clue who that pig is, and I don't think at any point during the game it ever really explains it, so... I have the desire to call him Chris P. Bacon and do homage to Banjo-Tooie, but that would be kind of a faux pas, because it's rare. I really hope that Banjo 3 gets made. I know Grant Kirkhope was showing interest in making sort of their own version. Almost forgot you, didn't I? Not gonna let that one slide past me, though I almost did. In this level, they really like to abuse the grabbing onto grass thing. And similarly to Super Mario Galaxy, when you're on a little circle thing that's rotating like that was, the physics for it go, you kind of have to rotate the pad to go around it. I'm pretty sure that's how it's handled in the Galaxy games too. So no confusion in terms of controls there. Well, that was smart. I don't know why I didn't think he wouldn't hit me. Or didn't think... Well, I don't know why I thought he wouldn't hit me. I don't know. Just let you chomp at grass and not at Kong. Oh, that was... I really gotta get better about that. That was stupid. I almost missed that jump there. These banana coins may seem useless at first, but I think it's actually after this level I'll demonstrate their usefulness. Yeah, you know, spinning wheels of death. Classic Donkey Kong enemies. I'll stop bitching about that eventually. Yeah. That's so much fun. Alright. Well, we're doing pretty good on time. I guess I can go ahead and show the next level. Shouldn't take too much longer. Yeah. Down here is Cranky Kong's shop. That's right, you didn't think we could have a Donkey Kong Country game without our grandfather, did you? About time. Yeah, basically, he runs the shop, so you can buy extra lives or squawk. These things don't really matter. What we care about is the key, and that opens secret levels. Yeah, Cranky is still as, well, cranky as always. Yeah, basically Squawk helps you find where different puzzle pieces are. The extra heart is self-explanatory, and the banana juice or whatever it was, the potion, basically just grants invincibility. So, not really items. I mean, they're cool, but the game never quite gets so hard that we need anything like that. Especially don't need Squawk since we have, like, you know, game facts. I don't know. That's what I've been using to find out where all the puzzle pieces are, because some of them are really annoyingly hidden, and again, like I say, if you... There are a lot of false leads. Like, you'll think one of these yellow bulbs has a puzzle piece in it, especially the big ones. But more often than not, they'll just reveal, like, banana coins or a bunch of bananas, or in some insulting cases, just a single banana. Banana coins are useful, though. And if we go over to the right here, you saw that little flower there? That's because there's a puzzle piece, yeah. Thankfully we have Diddy, now we don't have to worry about taking leaps of faith. Still baffled by those bird enemies. I mean, I guess they replaced the mundane Kremlins, but seriously. That was pretty neat. Gotta say, what's so great about this game is the imagery. It's stunning to me. Like, the original Donkey Kong Country games were great, but God, look at these vivid backgrounds. The colors are so beautiful and everything. It really paints such a wonderful image. And the birds, I guess, they do have complementary colors to the setting. Same with these frogs here. Frogs annoy me as an enemy. It's like, that's so lame. At least with Kremlins, you can understand because they're alligators, but it's like, frogs? Seriously? And who is this pig guy? Okay, I'll stop mentioning that. Hey, look, it's Rambi. At least some classics stick around. And with him, we get to stomp the ground and tear shit up. That's always one of my favorite pastimes. And we can stomp spikes. Remember that, because you'll want to backtrack a little bit once you get Rambi. You know, that looks like a platform you could bash, but, again, misleading. But we do have a platform we can bash down here beneath the spikes. And another little place here. Just collecting bananas. Collecting bananas. It is just so much fun. Yeah, this is one where it's kind of... This is one I would almost say is completely necessary to have Diddy, but to be fair, you can just do rolling jumps off to far opposite platforms. There was one bonus room I was doing where I did so poorly at it that I barely got the puzzle piece in 0.2 seconds left. I'm gonna try not to make it ever cut that close for this LP, but you never know. Oh, looks like we got some breakable blocks underneath us. The right one is really the only one that matters. It's got the puzzle piece. And now we just have to head over here. What's interesting is, there are some things about this game that are kind of annoying. Like the lack of homage to the original series. But there are just some things that they keep that really just kind of make up for that. And that is the original music, which is of course great, and bringing back some of our favorite characters in Rambi, and also Donkey and Diddy and Cranky. It's like, there's no lack of that, and I, you know, grant it to the studio for trying something so different. But I just kind of miss the olden days with K. Rool. Like, I even miss it from Donkey Kong 64. I really liked that game. I know some people didn't like it, but... I don't know. This is a tricky room because the barrels turn so quickly that you could fire off to the side and... you know, kill yourself, basically. Giant drum enemies, you know. When you hit them, they go, whoa! Our Kong and a line of bananas leads us to a hidden trove with the last puzzle piece. Again, get used to puzzle pieces either being right at the beginning or right at the ending. We'll find those a lot. Bash, 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 bash! I really like that added feature, it's cool. Alright, so that's the first 3 levels. I'll bring us to a close here, and next time we will explore the rest of Kong Isles. So until next time, everybody, see you guys later.